So how do we get a bow to hold right? What are the steps we can take? What are the some of the first things we need to do?
So let's say this.
Don't suck.
No. So
Muscle through it.
typically on all bow platforms across many years or any of the ones I've messed with, typically a guy wants, you would imagine that the D-loop needs to be right in the middle of the string, right? You want the D-loop in the middle of the string, in between both cams, right in line with the rest, and that should be where that bow should sit for the rest of its life, right? That's what most guys would think.
You would imagine, yeah.
Right.
That makes logical sense.
Right. There's an argument, and I would say a proven fact, that for me and a lot of the target guys, if you move that D-loop an 1/8 inch high of center, all of a sudden you are pulling more on the top limb set, and that bow wants to rise rather than fall. So a lot, and Micah, you said you were in this group too, a lot of guys draw their bow back and that pin just wants to settle right below the dot, and it's super hard to get up in there.
Yeah, it's that, which, like we talked about, I'm a decent shot, but I've noticed on my further shots, I normally practice at 60. Like I have a range out in my backyard, and I always just practice at 60. But at 60, I got to force that thing up there. 20, 30, 40, 50, no problem. Boom, 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 boom.
And so me and Zach play with this on our bows. We'll set a D-loop up directly center, middle of burger hole with the arrow, and then we won't tie any knock sets in it, and we'll just aim the bow with no weight on it. And then we'll take that D-loop and we'll twist it, and it walks itself up the serving. That 2 or 3 twists, aim it again. Nope, let down, 2 or 3 twists, aim it again. And all you're doing is walking that D-loop above center, and you're creating more tension on the top limb set than the bottom, and that bow is wanting to rise. And that's what I'm looking for in a bow. Like before I put any weight on the bow, I want to draw that thing back, and I want that bow to pick up into the spot. So a guy could test this at home. Take all your bars off, draw your bow back, and that pin should get to the spot and want to dance out the top. That's the first thing that's really important for me. And Hoyt's done a good job of letting us do this after the fact without moving the D-loop, because you can actually, with the new tuning system, which Mike is going to get on his bow, you can actually tension the limbs more on the top than you can the bottom with the micro tune on the tuning. So I can add more tension to the top limb with an Allen wrench and move that D-loop slightly up of center. Another thing that guys did a long time ago, and I still do it every once in a while on a bow, is you just take a half turn out of the bottom limb bolt and loosen that bottom set. More pressure on the top set, the bow will want to rise. Then when you stack weight on it, that pin will want to sit
right there in the middle.
You've got gravity fighting the bow want to rise, and it sits.
I'll be danged.
And it's this perfect little mixture of it just holds on target.
Finding that balance.
Right. So that's your up-down movement. That's a good place to start. And if a guy's at home and he wants to try this, you can literally take your bow, take all the bars off of it. You can cut the knock set out